Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, we are covering a mess of sports. Jeez, we're talking player props, game picks, best bets. There's actually a couple of Rate My Multis, I think, as well. I'm talking some NFL futures, but also a lot of FIBA World Cup. What about you, Alex?
I'm surprisingly nice about Chelsea.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It's a nice change of tone.
What about you, Stats Guy?
Some Aussies in the US Open in the tennis, and then FIBA Paddy to tear it up again.
Nice one. All right, it's all coming up on Code Bet Daily. Check it out right now. Welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Tuesday, August 29. Is that my mum's birthday?
Why are you asking us?
Oh, geez.
I don't know.
I hadn't penciled it in the calendar.
If it is, happy birthday, Joss.
Happy birthday, Mama Jim.
Episode 183 of Code Bet Daily, a.k.a. Code.
How do you not know your mum's birthday?
Code,
This is
I
not a
might
good
be in
start.
trouble.
Code, my wife will also stab me later,
At least
Daily.
it's only 11.
You forget your kid's lunch and you forget your mum's birthday.
It's been a rough day. Anyway, I am your host, forgetful Jaymz Clements, apparently. I'm the editor of a good website called CodeBet. I promise I'm a good dad. I'm joined, as always, by the Pontiffs. That's right. We've got Stats Guy here.
I'm a bit seething from the All-Australian squad last night. Alex and I were talking through that. Pretty
Yeah, can
pretty
we yell
average.
about that later?
Yeah.
You can yell whatever you want.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there's Alex Donnelly as well.
I also forgot my mum's birthday one year. Literally had written a note down to ring her, completely spaced on it, woke up the next morning, went, oh, bleep.
Yeah.
Well, I did not
Sorry,
forget my mum's
Trish.
birthday.
That's because you still live at home.
That's true.
It's hard to... Happy birthday, Karen. Yeah, happy birthday, Mum.
It was Karen's birthday not too long ago,
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah, 23rd. Yeah.
Nice. All the best people are born in August, clearly.
it? Not sure about this.
Yeah.
Either way, this is Code Don't Forget Your Mum's Birthday Daily.
Gerald, did you forget your mum's birthday?
No, he would
What a
never.
man.
He would never.
wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
To be honest, we did fang up to Ballarat for the birthday on the weekend and took a couple of presents. I'm just not sure what day it is. Oops. Anyway, what are we looking at today? It says it on the tin. It's Codes is betting us daily. We are covering a few codes, I think, today too, because we've got the US Open from tennis and stuff like that. NFL's literally starting next week. So we're talking player props, game picks, best bets, a Rate My Multi as well. I'm covering NFL futures for a couple of my best bets, but mainly we're right in the final games of the first round of the FIBA World Cup. So we've got Australia-Japan tonight. There'll be another NBA Australia live stream for that too.
Nice.
So it's going to be a little bit of chaos. Better stock up on the tins. But I've got plenty of FIBA World Cup stuff that I'm talking about. What about you, Stats Guy?
Bit of US Open tennis. I almost forgot that it was on, to be honest. There's so much sport going on at the moment. And then FIBA World Cup as well. Just a bit of value and some boomers as well.
Nice. Alex?
I've got some EPL, some AFLW for a Rate My Multi, and I'm cheating with an AFL pick that I may have talked about yesterday, but we're still getting good odds for it.
That sounds cheaty. But anyway, let's get into some player props. It's time for player props. Ops.
It's less ops.
I feel like it's a different drop for the one that we have
It
for the
is,
remote shows.
Yeah.
So we got both. 'Cause
Anyway, player props for the FIBA World Cup. We have the Aussies taking on Japan tonight. The pick points, rebounds, assists. You can literally only get Josh Giddey in this market at the moment with Bet365. The number has actually gone up since I wrote the article yesterday. I think it was 25.5 yesterday. it's now 28.5. I'm still going over. Gids had a bit of a disappointing game too against Zijamanjia, and
They played good D against him.
They
to be
played
honest,
pretty
yeah.
great defense
Yeah.
against Paddy specifically, where they would double every time he crossed half court, basically. And Giddey went, well, that's cool. I'll just be more aggressive on offense, and forgot how to shoot.
Yeah.
So he had 2 sick dunks, but he was so long on a few of these.
Got unlucky that he had to go off the court with blood as well, right
Right
in
at
the
the end.
clutch part
So
of the
dumb.
game. Yeah.
But yeah, he also just sent a couple of layups long. Like when you go hard at the basket, sort of in it, just punches it back off the backboard, back off the front of the rim. You're like, oh, the touch
annoying, yeah.
is just off, right? The big problem for me, he had 1 rebound and 3 assists in the second game.
unlike
It's just
him,
not
yeah.
enough.
No.
Thing is, playing Japan. Japan do not have much size on this squad. So I'm going to go for the big fellas. We're going points, rebounds, assists for Josh Giddey, 28.5 plus, $1.86. He should smash that. He should get to probably around the 20-point mark, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 6 rebounds, 6 assists pretty easily. I think you'll see him slicing and dicing and throwing himself in there to get those boards. The points probably land. Look, they could land anywhere between 14 and 20, I reckon, in this game, but he still gets to the 28.5. Nick Kay, my best mate.
Yo, mate.
Over 7.5 points. He lives in Japan. He plays in Japan.
Really?
Nick Kay.
Oh, wow.
When we beat Japan in the qualifiers back in February, he led the way. He had 20 and 11, I think, something like that, or maybe 15 and 11. 10 plus points just for Nick Kay. He didn't do much. He hit a 3 actually against the Germans, which was awesome. It was a great moment on the NBA Australia live stream as well. And his over-under is 8 points, basically 7.5 points. That's $1.86. But to go 10 plus is $2.90.
Yeah, one more shot.
I think there's like 3 or 4 fundamental Nick K layups where we all drink. And the $2.90 is on here. Because I think you'll see Gorge will have the thought to maybe change the starting lineup. But it's against Japan. We literally just need to win this game.
Yep.
It's an elimination game. We lose.
Just need to win, yeah.
I think he'll stay big with Duop Reith and Nick K. So I think Nick K gets 26 minutes again and gets the points. If we actually see some more markets pop up later today, I'd be all over Nick K points and rebounds, but they don't have it at the moment. And Xavier Cooks. Cookie! Proud Ballarat man.
Is he really proud about being from Ballarat?
No, I don't even think he realises he's from Ballarat. I'm claiming him. He's like, I'm from Illawarra. It's like, shush.
You're from Ballarat.
Your dad played for the Miners and you were born here.
Did you just see him in Ballarat one time? He's from Ballarat.
He actually stopped at the start. You're from Ballarat! Local!
Eric Cooks and...
He played for the Miners. Okay.
He played for the Miners and... one of his offsiders, Damon Lowry, obviously went on to play in the NBL too.
Yep.
And then one of their imports after that, Mr. Hayes, he became our PE teacher. So
that's why he's Mr. Hayes.
He's Mr. Hayes.
The old, we got that
Mr.
reference.
Hayes.
Yeah.
Eric Hayes, yeah. But either way, Xavier Cooks over 7.5 points. He missed 3. We lost that German game by 3 points. We missed 7 free throws.
Yeah. Not good.
Pretty
This is where I start yelling about people not being able to do the simplest of jobs.
It is the worst.
Free throws
part.
is annoying in professional basketball.
It's
Professional
like
sports
they
is
should
the
be
worst.
hidden
Missing
at least
goals
like
from 30 metres
70-80%.
out.
Yeah.
Hello to Joe Danaher,
Same as-
Isaac Heaney, Harry Mackay.
Joe Danaher, best one from the goal scope pretty much.
All, those 3 are in my eyesight from the weekend. That was just disgusting.
Yeah.
But I think Cookie gets to the 8 points pretty handily, so he's at $1.86 to go the over.
Nice.
And Carl Anthony Towns against Angola. I don't know anything about Angola, but Angola's in trouble. Cat is 25.5 is his points total. He's been pretty good
He's
so
their
far.
go-to,
He's actually $15 to lead the tournament in scoring as well. They're through to the next round, the Dominican Republic. I think they smash Angola today. And Cat, look, there's no one who's going to stop him. He should score plenty, and he's going to go over too. Good stuff. There's a nice couple of little player props for you.
It's a bit annoying that they're not $1.90. How's the line? That's just
Don't even start me about how pathetic bookmaking
this.
has got in recent times. They are an embarrassment.
That should be at
$1.86.
least $1.90. That's annoying.
$1.86 hurts for
I'm
like
getting-
an over-under
it's still the
over
same.
like 26.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
getting
like,
used
come
to stuff being $1.83 each of 2.
Yeah,
It's like you
that doesn't
don't
make any
want us
sense.
to bet, you losers.
on. All right, Alex,
jump on board as
player
much
props.
as
Screw them. If they're going to put up pathetic prices like that, they need to be called out because it creates a pathetic environment where no one else is willing to actually be a bookmaker rather than just being, that's what the computer says we'll do that. Maybe take some bets, you jerks. Anyway,
Fair enough.
speaking of place that takes bets, Bet365. Speaking of jerks,
jerks, it's
he's that
Alex.
guy.
Whoa.
Wow, that was just like the Spider-Man. Like, or the Office. Office man was like, come on.
The office is on.
Yeah, exactly. Looking at Raheem Sterling to score the most goals for Chelsea this season. Look, after 3 games this year, he showed why Chelsea spent $70 million on him.
Finally giving us a return.
I mean, you guys sucked last year, so
Yeah.
fair play. Look, he scored twice. Yeah, it was against Luton, but he just looked dangerous and lively, and he actually has looked that in the first 2 games this season.
Yep.
You go back through his history, he was injury-riddled throughout his first season there at Chelsea, and let's be honest, last year's just a complete write-off for Chelsea. It's
Yeah,
going to be
it was
one of those
horrible.
years where like, oh yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
He has a 20-goal season to his name for Man City, and that's going to be more than enough to win it this year. And then you have a look through his history, and every year since 2017-18 season, where he's played 30 or more games, he's scored at least 10 goals, with 10 being the lowest, but there's like 15, 17, 18,
he's a
20
good
involved.
player, yeah.
This is the first time in a decade that he's not going to be in the Champions League or the Europa League.
Weird.
So he hasn't got a lot of extra games and extra
Should
load
help his
to worry on.
injuries on his legs and
Exactly.
things like that. Yeah.
So he's going to just be focusing on the Premier League, some Carabao Cup and FA Cup.
Yep.
So for that, I really think that market is well priced there at $2.37 because I'm not sold on Jackson yet, who's the favourite at $1.90.
Yeah,
he looks
he's our
all
striker.
right, but
He's a good finisher, but Sterling can create his own chances. Yeah,
he's kind of like a wish version of Eddie Nketiah at the moment, Jackson. And anyway, and
see.
Nkuku, who you paid all the money for, is at least a month to 6 weeks away from injury. He could be out for the rest of the season for all we know. We haven't heard of anything since he went down.
Yeah.
So that's why I think $2.37 about Raheem Sterling to score the most goals for Chelsea this season is a really good bet, provided he plays 30 games.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like that.
Good one.
Cool. Positive thing about Chelsea.
That was weird.
Yeah.
It was really
I was about to
weird.
say, yeah.
It's like Alex didn't just dump on Chelsea
he's
for
like,
like
this guy's
4
got-
minutes.
this guy's
He's
good.
actually talking nice things
Thanks,
about
Alex.
I mean,
Are you all right?
them. Should we get you that Chelsea kit you've been wanting?
Yeah.
no.
Off we go.
Still
I
need to
heard
get
him
that-
say calm the blues earlier. It was weird. All right.
Yeah, that's what me for the next week and a half before the Swans play Carlton. Because then if the Swans win, I'm like, oh my God, this is the best day ever.
Yeah, I'm going to figure out how much I'm going to, hedge that game.
Yeah. Is there a
so
sandwich
I'll
bet
be-
on that one?
No, it's finals. No, that sandwich would be poisoned. All bets are off coming to finals.
Like, yeah, the sandwich is a knuckle sandwich.
Well, that's it. No,
bang.
so my girlfriend's
Cage fight.
housemate, massive Carlton fan, literally texts me Sunday night as GWS were like
Yeah.
careering away. And she's like, look, I'm freely admitting that I am flawed as a human. Therefore, I cannot have a sandwich bet with you on this game because my hatred of a potential loss will poison the sandwich and then will kill you.
You just pick up the
I'm
sandwich,
just,
spit on it.
I'm just
Yeah,
admitting
it'd be
this
that
straight up.
and the laxatives.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
yeah.
where the poison would be.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Anyway, stats guy.
Bit of US Open. Looking at some Aussies in the tennis. James Duckworth. He's probably not the most well-known guy, but
Quack.
I was so glad that Alex knew that instead of.
I hate his cricket scoring system though.
Yeah.
he and
Duckworth.
Lewis.
Yeah,
he and Lewis screwed
Like,
it.
no,
up.
that's a good
his
call.
parents, Mr.
Duckworth.
Duckworth and Mrs. Lewis, they
Yeah,
can just shove it.
Yeah,
I
but
went, right, you're going to the tennis because everyone in cricket hates us.
that's
No,
a
I
good
can't
call.
find it.
I haven't thought about that one. But yeah, Duckworth is playing Felipe
Found it.
Alves in the first round.
Great
Boo
timing there,
Duckworth
Alex.
Lewis. Yeah, Duckworth's playing Alves. They're both ranked outside the top 100, but I think this is going to be a really close match and give some value for Duckworth here. Alves, the Brazilian, hasn't made it into the second round in 5 of the last 6 tournaments.
That doesn't seem good.
No, it's really bad. Duckworth, he had to go through some qualifiers to get through the US Open, but he looked really strong. All of them were straight set wins. He's a bit more experienced on the hard courts at 29 and 18 on the hard courts this year alone. That
Nice.
doesn't sound that great, but Alves has only played, I think, a couple of tournaments on hard courts. He's had a lot of injuries the last few months. He's already pulled out of 3 tournaments this year due to injury. So I just don't trust him at all. He hasn't played that much tennis, whereas Ducky is just, rising up, sort of a bit like Purcell, who I'm going to talk about a bit as well. But $2.15 for Duckworth. He's slightly higher ranked. He's played a lot more tennis on hard courts across the last few years, so I thought that was a great bet. Then I'm going to multi him that $2.15 with Maxi Purcell. He's
Hey,
playing another Aussie.
Maxi!
It's a bit annoying. There's an Aussie going to be out in the first round because
Boo.
Purcell's playing O'Connell, but Maxi's
Where's
been
your boo button now? What are you
Yeah.
doing? Not paying attention. Jeez,
First-
I have to do it myself.
It's annoying that they have to play each other in the first round, but Purcell has been absolutely awesome. The flying mullet, some people are calling him now. He's grown out his mullet. He looks a bit like Cam Smith, actually. So
Who's calling him that?
the commentators, some Aussie commentators.
Are they?
Yeah, yeah.
Or have
They
you just
should
made
be,
that up?
No.
because
No, I
I'm
didn't
now
make
going
it
to call
up,
him
no.
the flying mullet.
Yeah, flying mullet.
That's
He's
the flying
quick
mullet.
across the court and his mullet's flying everywhere.
Let's go,
He's
mate.
been Wawrinka, Rude, and Murray all recently, who are
Who the
former-
hell is Rude?
Rude is 5th in the world. Casper Ruud. Casper Ruud.
Casper Ruud.
He's
Yeah.
Norwegian. You like all the Norwegians.
No, love him all.
I like one Norwegian, thank you.
No, you love them all.
Anyway, all 3 of those
Is he
guys
blonde
are
and
former.
gorgeous?
What was that? I can't actually.
That
He's
don't
brown,
count, no.
light brown.
Did you? What did
Hair,
you just
light brown
say?
hair.
Oh wow, got a bit worried.
You said
there,
blonde,
stats
so I
guy.
said brown. I was talking about hair.
He doesn't say colour.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Anyway, he's beaten all 3 of those guys.
Oh, yeah,
were
he's not as
former
good looking as
US
Odegaard.
Open finalists. So he's really good on the hard courts as well. Purcell, I just think he's going to keep rolling this amazing form. And O'Connell, O'Connell beat him a few years ago, but O'Connell's dropped off. So I'm going to go Purcell head-to-head at $1.44. Multi that with Duckworth at $2.15. You get $3.
Have you made sure that these games haven't already
Yes,
started?
they're both at 1 a.m. tonight, overnight.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was about to say tonight because that was
it's-
this morning.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, Australia time.
Yes, I've 100% checked that
So
one.
Wednesday 1 a.m.
Wednesday 1 a.m.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
we sure?
Lock
'Cause
it in. Lock it in.
Yeah, okay.
Because all the games are done for the first day. So there we go. Get on the Aussies.
Chris O'Connell's also just struggling from being compared to Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's who I literally thought was like the dude from NCIS,
The guy from Batman and Robin.
Robin.
Okay. All right, let's do some matching game picks.
What's your best match or game pick?
Well,
Man,
we
this
went
is a lot.
3 of 5 in yesterday's FIBA picks.
Woo or boo?
Not
It was
horrible.
3
It
or
was
5.
hard.
It was
It
all
was
right.
a few
tough.
hard games.
It was-
Yeah.
I think oddly enough, the 3 favourites that I picked covered, and
Yeah.
the 2 underdogs I picked did not. So because Greece ended up losing by, so the line was 23.5. They lost by 28, 29.
29, I think, yeah.
Brazil, Spain. Brazil were with them, I think, for a bit, and then Spain pulled away to win by
a lot. Yeah.
18. So a bit of a rough one, but that's all right. We'll go back in today. Germany. The Germans taking on Finland. Finland already knocked out. I do wonder if they play Lowry Markkinen in this one or not.
Well, you don't reckon they just a bit of pride on the line?
It's a bit of pride on the line, maybe.
I reckon they will.
Which is what tempts me to take Germany. But Germany did smash Japan in the first game. Germany want to just keep on rolling. Schroeder's awesome.
Yeah.
Danny Tyson's been awesome. Germany just looked locked and loaded. Minus 11.5 against a Finnish team that got beaten by Japan. I'm taking Germany minus 11.5.
They've looked horrible, yeah.
Dominican Republic are through as well. They take on Angola. As I mentioned, Carlton Town should probably go off in this one. 11.5. The Dominican Republic, I'll take that too. This one, Stats Guy, Lebanon versus France.
Ooh.
France.
Oh.
Lebanon, we do like your falafel, but we are going to beat you by more than 35 points. No.
35. Ooh.
34.5 is a big line.
That is huge.
Lebanon, however, are probably the worst team going. Cape Verde.
So what about Cape Verde?
Actually won yesterday.
Oh,
so
there you go.
blow that out, Stats Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stats Guy.
Get around them.
I think Iran.
I don't have anything against them.
Was it Iran who got a win yesterday as well, I think?
Yes.
Iran beat... Oh, no, they lost by 2 points to Côte d'Ivoire.
Ivory Coast, yeah.
So, interesting stuff. But France, I think this is just I can't believe we've been bundled out, and they just demolish Lebanon.
Yeah,
So,
just to finish it off, maybe.
my first initial thought was like Lebanon cover because it's a massive line and France have got nothing to play for, and they just pack her up,
Lebanon.
boys. But Lebanon are bad. Montenegro versus Lithuania. This game is awesome. Plus 5.5. I'm taking the Montenegrins.
It's my favourite game to go
Bit
off,
of size on this team. Lithuania are sneakily excellent too. Great matchup. Can't wait for that one. And then Australia, Japan. We're taking the Aussies minus 19.5. I think our clamps. You want me to use these clamps? These clamps come out and we shut down the Japanese and we cover that line. We probably win. I want to say final score 86-63. Boom.
Yep.
Canada versus Latvia. Another awesome game. I'm taking Latvia or Latvia. Latvia versus Canada. This is great. What a matchup. 18.5 points. It's a big line. Latvia are the ones that beat France. They knocked France out.
It feels like they have a home crowd advantage somehow as well.
All I know Latvia for is all the dudes in the world's strongest men.
Checks out.
They've got a few big guys to be fair.
Canada have been good.
Dude just holding onto the things like that for about 4 minutes. You're like, how?
Canada, look, so Latvia beat France by 2. Awesome game. Canada demolished Lebanon by, it was like 55 points, I think, the other day.
Jeez.
It was pretty bad. And they also beat France in the first game. But because Canada are through, I think they might just sort of give SGA and co like a little bit of a lighter workload on Latvia, stick with them just enough, and probably end up losing by about 16 or so. So give me Latvia plus 18.5. Gentlemen, are you ready for a Rate My Multi?
Oh, Alex isn't.
Rate
I'm joking.
my multi.
So those 6 line bets will get you $47.48.
Why do I feel like France just don't turn up and they're just
Yeah,
like,
that's the only one I'm worried about.
play the kids?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, we just saw, as I just said, like Lebanon lost by over 50
Yeah.
to Canada.
But
Yeah, but this could
they
just be
lost
like,
by
we're like
over 30 to
it
France.
doesn't really matter. It's like, yep, bank shot. We missed. We won by 12.
yeah, France, like, they probably won't
They
risk.
should, yeah.
They probably won't risk, like, too much to go bad. But, like, France, like, these are the things where you go, we're now playing, because they keep playing. Like, even if you lose, you get a classification round.
Yeah.
For the losers, so they all actually keep on playing. So I think France probably want to at least salvage a little bit of pride.
That's funny that there's a losers
bracket.
around. Yeah.
But I love the 47-48 because there's a couple of underdogs thrown in there.
Yeah, I'll give it
Actually, it's a nicely balanced one, I think. So.
I'll give it a 7.
Nice.
It's
Thanks,
pretty
Dasko.
pretty solid. Yeah.
6.5 because I'm just worried that France could just,
Yeah.
just
That's
be
the one I'm
sinking
worried
red
about,
wine.
Nice.
Sinking red
We all
wine.
have the worst hangovers in all of the Japan, huh?
Maybe, yeah.
Bit of rice wine.
Alex with the game pick.
Yeah, so it's just having a look at a couple of games in AFLW that kicks off this week, and we'll throw it into a Rate My Multi at the end. Melbourne Demons take on Collingwood in the opening game. The D's minus 20.5. They're the favourites to win the whole competition.
Yeah.
They are just...
They're not the favourites in this game, are they? Or they
No, they're
weren't?
favourites.
Oh, they weren't last
20.5.
week.
Like a stats guy, they're 20.5 point
Sorry.
favourites.
Okay, I thought that was
What are you smoking crack?
Don't worry.
Wait, so we got Melbourne versus Collingwood at AFLW and then
Yeah.
the AFL.
Yeah,
on
next
Thursday.
week.
Oh, that's sick.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
accidentally worked out for them. Good job. North Melbourne minus 25.5
Yes.
versus St Kilda. Actually, North Melbourne, this is the one successful team that they have in an
true.
AFLW competition.
Yep.
They're not too bad. Shout out to my mate Josh, who knows their full forward and says they're going really well. So there's a nice little nudge. The Swans plus 12.5 against GWS. The Swans did not win a game last year, but they brought in Chloe Malloy, who's one of the best players in the comp
she's
from
from
Collingwood.
yeah, she's good.
And
Yeah.
they've won a couple of preseason games. So
Oh.
the Swans up and about plus 12.5.
Jeez.
And to finish off, Richmond plus 22.5 against the Brisbane Lions. That's up in somewhere in Brisbane. I don't know where.
Brisbane, yeah.
Brisbane, though, they're short price favourites in this game, and also the second favourites to win the title this season. They have a bunch of injuries and a stack of players who left last year. And Richmond aren't bad and did beat them last year.
Ooh, okay.
So the four of those, gentlemen, rate my multi at $13.03 for those four.
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
I worry about the Swans.
Yeah,
one.
the Swans. They were
If they
really
were that bad.
They got a really young team still. I know you got. They've
had
recruited
the last two number one draft picks, brought in Chloe Malloy, and their actual system, like as in an AFLW system.
In like a year or two, they'll be really good.
They've actually been able to use that performance center that they've got at the Swans for the last 6 months, so they're actually prepared.
Nice.
Compared to last year.
I would give it 7.5. Just that Swans one I worry about because they were really bad last year. But I don't mind all the other ones.
6.5 because that Swans the one does worry me.
Can I also say the team that has no chance of winning the comp this year, even though they're second favourites, Brisbane. Absolute none.
Oh, I am.
Finding a bet there. Yeah. Where we go.
There you go. Nice.
Status guy.
Back to the FIBA World Cup in a game that you touched on. I think that's probably my best bet of the night. Montenegro taking on Lithuania. Really liked Montenegro at the plus 5.5 here. I think it's going to be really close. They've obviously got big Nikola Vucevic, the big Vuce, averaging 22 points in the tournament. But he's not on his own. He's got Ivanovic and Perry, the only non-Vic in the team, as we mentioned the other day.
I love it. It's Kendrick Perry.
Kendrick Perry, that's it. Yeah, everyone else is Vic, and you got Kendrick
Perry. I ran through all their names the other day.
Yeah.
That was awesome. They're so good. It's Alexa Ilic, Vladimir Mihalovic, Nikola Vucevic, Andrea Slavokovic, Dino Raninovic, Nemanja Radovic, Bojan Duvlevic, Marko Simonovic, Nikola Ivanovic, Igor Drobovnic, Peter Popovic, and Kendrick Perry.
Kendrick Perry, who's one of their best players.
So good.
They're like,
I love Montenegro. They're going to win the title just because of this. It's so good.
How good is it? Anyway, Perry's been awesome. He's averaging around that 14 points. So is Ivanovic. So Big Vuce is not doing it on his own, which I think is really good for this team. They've got some sneaky good like Euro ball players that a lot of people probably don't know about. They beat Mexico and Egypt comfortably. These two also faced in the qualifiers. Lithuania did win by 10 points, but Montenegro without their big star Vuce. So I don't mind Montenegro, the plus 5.5 here. They only lost by 10 last time. They're playing really well. It's the last game of the first round, so I think it's going to be really close at $1.90 there.
It's a great one. I really do like this. Like Lithuania are sneakily deep, right?
Because they've been good as well. But
they've got My Name is Jonas Valanciunas. They've got Mindakas Kuzminskas, Donatas Monteunis, and who's Davidas Savidas? I love his name.
Oh, so these guys are all the S, and then you got the Vic. Yeah, I like it.
You got the Is's for the Lithuania, and you got the Viches. So this is versus the Viches.
That rolled off the tongue perfectly.
Hell of a game. But I'm going to take Montenegro as well, as I mentioned in the multi. I love it. Let's go best bets.
It's best bets. It's best bets. It's time for all the best bets.
Tune of the summer. I'm going to stick with FIBA before I get into the NFL futures. Luka, as I mentioned on yesterday's show, top point scorer for the entire World Cup, $2.60. It's still $2, which is ridiculous because he had 37 in game one, 34, 10, and 6 against
Dropped
Georgia.
Off.
He's going to run away with this. The fact that it's even money at the moment is unreal. $2. I'm all over that one. Thank you, Luka. And as I mentioned earlier, Cat, $15. If he has like a 40-point game, like
he could easily,
you're like, cool. Thing is, Luka could just do that every game from here on out. So with both Dominican Republic and Slovenia through, I just think you can back Luka pretty handily because I think what we've seen with the USA, stats going on, I was talking about this earlier today, it's just really, really egalitarian, which is always going to be the worry about the USA team. Everyone's scoring, like literally everybody.
Yeah,
I think everybody had more than 8 points on it yesterday?
No, I think it was like 8 players or something ridiculous like that.
It was crazy. Yeah. So go with Luka because it's a one-man show. We saw it last night. Last night's game was a slog as well. Not only trying to listen to Gazy, trying to pronounce all the names, which was hilarious, but there was not a field goal scored for like the first 5 minutes. Yeah. It was just free throws.
That's just
boring,
it
was scrappy. It was horrible. But it's all Luka anyway. Like that's their entire offense. So. But NFL, a couple of best bets. These are two massive locks. I'll be doing a team win over under just huge, like every team breakdown for the site for this week. Two of my absolute locks for unders this year are two very recent Super Bowl winners.
Ooh.
We're going under for both the LA Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Under 6.5 wins. The Bucs they're the only one where I'm a little bit worried because they play in the NFC South, which stinks.
Okay.
So they have 6 games against
crappy teams,
other bad teams. The problem is they won the division last year, and then so that means in your strength of schedule you play basically other division winners. They're going to get obliterated. They're playing like Buffalo, Kansas City, I think, as well. They're going to get smashed. So I feel like they can maximum top out at 6 wins if they sneak out another one. I think the NFC South plays like the AFC South as well, who also stink. But this team's horrible. Like, they're aging. They lost a bunch of dudes. They've got $67 million in dead cap on their team. That's $67 million.
Jeez.
They're paying people to not play for them this year, which is a bit of a chunk of coin. It's like a third of the cap, well, a quarter of the cap. But
Sounds like Chelsea.
basically.
Yeah.
And so Tampa Bay, they've got Baker Mayfield as a QB. This is his 4th team in 4 years. That's a lot. I think it might be his 4th team in like, I don't know. Yeah, not too long as well, but like 18 months or something, chaos. Anyway.
Really?
But 6.5, no, like they go under. LA Rams, same sort of vibe. Like you might have Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp come back and like the offense might
Still
look
be
good.
strong, yeah.
But the defense, you've got Aaron Donald. They also let dudes walk because, again, they're in cap hell too. And this is what happens in the NFL now.
Isn't it you spend, you win the Super Bowl, and you're like, we're going to suck for 10 years.
Yeah,
See
yeah,
ya.
yeah.
Basically.
That's
It's
what it feels like.
All the chips go in.
Yeah.
And you're like, we don't care about draft picks. We'll get Aaron Donald. We don't care about this. Just we're going to pay these guys through the nose. We'll worry about that's tomorrow Jim's problem. And then tomorrow Jim wakes up and goes, oh, nuts. That's
See,
how
it's
it
really
rolls.
funny because the Cronkies are now all in on Arsenal trying to win the Premier League. They've won that. They've won the NBA. So like, oh, screw it, we're going to win the Premier League.
Yeah,
now.
true, yeah.
So the Rams, though, they play in the NFC West. That is a much tougher division, apart from the Arizona Cardinals. They might win those 2 Cardinals games because they are horrible, to the point where they cut their backup QB yesterday, Colin McCoy, and put Kyler Murray on the pup list. So then he's not playing for the first 4 games. They're basically playing like a rookie QB for the first, and it's like they're going to be the worst team in the NFL. But the Rams will be very close, I think. I think they're going to be very bad.
I can't wait for more Monday morning multi-bad beats. It's going to be great.
Nah, it's going to get up. It's going to get up.
We're going to win all of them.
All of them. Every single Monday.
But the thing is, the Rams being $1.80 for the under 6.5 is really good because Tampa Bay's only $1.70. What I would be doing is multing that up and going, cool, there's no way these 2 teams combine for more than 12 wins.
What's the Cardinals over under like 3.5?
It was probably 4.5.
Yeah.
It might have, to be honest, after today's news, it's probably dropped. Like, or at least the price will be like $1.50 at some point. And you're like, ugh. Because like the Cards can't even really fall backwards into wins at this point. They're that bad. So, but these are the ones that you can actually get a bit of value for. And it's like the actual number is pretty big. 6.5 is like, it's hard to get 7 wins when you're that bad.
Cardinals are 3.5.
It's 6 months.
3.5. There you go.
It's 6 months away, but I can't wait for our AFL over-unders next season already.
Should be good.
West Coast unders.
I don't want to look at ones from the start.
North Melbourne was 7.5 this year, and so were West Coast. Like, in hindsight, what the hell?
What were we doing?
I think we all said unders. But
No, we said unders, yeah.
Why did we just go, take our money?
Yeah, why did we not just put it all on that?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. There's some best bets from me. Alex, what's yours?
I'm cheating. Brisbane Lions to make the grand final, even money.
Oh,
Didn't you say that yesterday?
I said them to win the flag yesterday at $3.75.
but to make it,
the
all right.
to make the
Bit
grand
safer,
final.
yeah.
They're going to play 2 finals. They're going to beat Port Adelaide at the Gabba next week, and then they'll have to beat either Melbourne or Collingwood. Let's be honest, it's probably not going to be the Swans or Carlton.
Yep.
But they've smoked both of those teams at the Gabba this year, so they're just 5-6 goal better side at home. We figured it out. It's 103 points for at home this year compared to like 85 elsewhere.
On the road, yeah.
Yeah, they're just way better at the Gabba. Fast deck, firm deck. They're just, I can't understate enough how good they are at the Gabba.
What are they? They're flat track bullies.
Yeah,
They are, yeah.
They are honestly just, it's one of the rare things in the AFL where a team's just like, we are so much better, whereas everywhere else in the AFL, I think every team is beatable at their home ground.
Yeah.
Like, you just have a look throughout the year. The Swans got smashed, Geelong got smashed, Fremantle got
Port
smashed.
lost a few games, yeah.
Port got beaten a few times, Adelaide got beaten a few times. So it's like, this is literally the one, this is like, oh, you're going to go here? Yeah, you're screwed. Good luck.
True.
So,
I worry about this for the simple fact that what is it, Melbourne, Collingwood, whoever loses out of that
place the winner of
plays
Sydney
the winner of
or
Sydney Carlton, which I then believe like both Melbourne and Collingwood could beat either of Sydney or Carlton.
They should.
So you could end up with Brisbane playing Collingwood in a prelim in Brisbane, which would be hilarious. And I feel like Collingwood would be like, this is funny. We're taking a very long path, but we've just gone up to Brisbane and we've
And then
smashed
they beat
the
them.
Lions.
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
They're probably the only
Cleveland.
team that has like a sneaky chance up there, I reckon. Like,
Brisbane smashed them
Yeah,
by
they
like
did beat
more
them
than
by a
they
lot.
beat Melbourne
Yeah.
by at the
And
Gabba this
earlier
year.
this year, Melbourne, that was the lights going out.
Yeah,
game, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But
Flying back.
Brisbane were up by 37
Yeah,
when
they
the
were
lights
smashing
went
it.
out. But Brisbane
that
absolutely
game.
smoked Collingwood. This was the way Dacos had 43 possessions, and everyone was like, there was that one contest where he was going to get killed, and he's just like, I'm not going to die here.
yeah.
And everyone's like, you're soft.
yeah.
And Brisbane did beat them at
Marvel
right,
by
2
24
weeks ago,
points. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a fascinating setup, but I think that's like the one trip up. I'm one of those. Where I'm
Like, put it this
ooh.
way, that Melbourne and Collingwood game, it sounds dumb because it's finals, but it is legitimately must win because your path to the grand final is so much easier.
Yeah, yeah.
On that
Because
side, if you win.
you're going to
Especially
probably
with injuries
you're going
and
to
things like
play more than likely you're going to play Port Adelaide or probably GWS. Like you'll smash them by 10 goals at the MCG.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Don't mind it,
Anyway,
don't mind
it's a
it.
good one.
Lions.
Because look, they're 11-0 at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the Melbourne Brisbane grand final Quinella at $8.
Okay.
Like I'm riding that one really hard.
Nice.
Nice.
Stats guy.
Back to the FIBA World Cup. Obviously, James just mentioned the Boomers are taking on Japan tonight. Struggled a bit towards the end of the game against the Germans, as you would say. But I think we'll
You can
bounce
go
back.
watch the entire 2-hour live
Yeah, I
stream
watched
of me
a bit
watching
of
my
it.
heart. It's like
Yeah.
a 2-hour car crash.
Yeah.
A few tins.
Just
and I'm
building
just
up,
like,
building up, and then,
it's so bad at the end.
Yeah, it wasn't good to watch at the end. We just choked a little bit, but that's all right. I think we should bounce back here. Japan are nowhere near the quality of Germany. We did beat Japan a few months ago without many of the star players. I think you mentioned a few of the big names were out, so we beat them by 14 then. The line is up to 18.5 now, so I think we can get that up 4 more points. We've also got FIBA Paddy Mills. He's still alive, even though he's getting older. He had 13 points in the first quarter alone the other night, which was absolutely awesome.
Our first 13 points.
yeah, which was unbelievable.
No one else
Yeah.
did anything. It's just Paddy going, oh, you idiots. Bang.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh crap, we better put 3 guys on him every time and try and But he's really good in FIBA. He's perfect for the deep step back threes, even especially when that 3-point line is a little bit shorter. He can step back and go way behind that. He's had 25 and 21 in the first 2 games and has the license to shoot literally whenever he wants in FIBA. So Boomers minus 18.5 and Paddy Mills 20 plus points at $3.70. I think. Especially the Paddy Mills 20 plus points. I think it's down to $2 now. I think that's an absolute lock. I'm a little bit worried about that minus 18.5, but yeah, we should cover that line around the should, like you said, I reckon 80 to 60 probably will be around that score. Just Japan aren't gonna score.
Yeah, I think the over under is like 169-ish or
Yeah, I'd go
167.
under
I'd go under.
Yeah.
I tip the under in the article that's on codebet.com.
we rarely score 100 points anyway against like most teams.
Yeah,
so.
well, I mean, we put up like 90 something on Finland, and I
Yeah.
think we will just sort of get up and give them the clamps, and it'll just be a bit of a knockdown, drag out sort of thing. But yeah,
we still cover the line.
What did I say? 86, 63?
Yeah.
Yeah,
something
I
like
reckon it will be around that as well. Yeah.
But Paddy should get to the 20 just because defensively, like we saw Japan sort of give up plenty of points against Germany.
Yep.
They still gave up 88 to Finland as well.
Yeah,
So,
and Finland have been horrible. So
because they do have is Josh Hawkinson, who's playing for Japan, is like the
That's right.
naturalized.
Yep.
He smashed it against Finland. He had 28, and
Yep.
there was Yuki Kawamura. He had 25 and 9. He went 4 or 7 from downtown.
Yeah, okay.
And so did Keisei Tominaga. He
Yep.
went 4 or 7 from 3.
So not too bad from 3, but we can cover that. We got good wing
clamp
guards.
them with the perimeter defense, and like that's the thing. So,
Yep, agreed.
I think Hawkinson will do pretty well against us again, but we'll be able to just. He had 19 rebounds in that game. It's just stupid.
Yeah, surely we can.
He played like all but 3 minutes as well. But I think we win. So it's a good call.
Yep.
Good call, stats guy. The 20 for Paddy.
Yeah, I think that's a lock.
I think he gets there.
Like you said, I think he averages 23 in the Olympics as well. He averages 23 in this tournament. He just loves playing in FIBA tournaments.
And I think the Japanese can't double him with like someone like Dennis Schroeder, like the Germans could. And
Yeah.
Schroeder's like literally a legit NBA caliber defensive
Just
guard,
defensive.
so-
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good stuff.
Cool.
They do have what? Yuta Watanabe.
Yeah, is he?
and
He hasn't
Yuta Baba as well.
Been
but
like tearing it
Watanabe
up,
hasn't done much.
which I was surprised about because he's been all right in the NBA. isn't he?
Watanabe played 29 minutes. He had 4 points. One
what?
of 6.
He goes better
Brutal.
in the NBA than that. That's
And
surprising.
was it Yuta Baba is the one who used to play for United?
Yes.
Yeah, he played 25 minutes. He had 5 points as well against
Yeah,
Finland.
okay.
So they won that without those guys doing much,
That's
which is a bit
crazy,
of a
yeah.
worry. But
Nah, that's
I think
okay.
we cover. So
Yep.
good one.
Cool.
All right. That's it. Co-Bet Daily done for today. We'll be back on deck tomorrow. Get right around all of our shows, the AFL show, the EPL show, the NRL show. Hold all tickets. And the Daily show, of course.
No
We'll have-
AFL show this week though.
There will not be an AFL show this week, which is good because we can get an hour of our life back. But we do have an NBA Australia live stream tonight for the Japanese game, which would be pretty crazy. You can see me sitting there getting hammered by myself and all the other friends that we have on the internet. Good stuff, though. So subscribe across all of your podcast apps, like, review, and star them all. And check us a follow across all the socials. We have Facey, IG, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Threads. Send any questions, any Rate My Multis that you want Stats Guy to rate, or we'll send him around to your house. You think it's an empty thread, but
No, I will. Yeah.
He doesn't have much to do.
Yeah.
he's just got,
I got plenty to do.
gotta go play
Plenty of
footy.
work. Yeah. Play
He's doing
basketball.
footy?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
You're still alive, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Pre-lit?
It's a granny bar. I'm not playing, but anyway.
Did you get dropped?
No, I'm injured as well. But anyway, I didn't want to talk about it on the excuse. Yeah. I didn't play basketball last night either. Yeah. Anyway,
Oh,
That's
no.
right.
I didn't want to
Homer.
talk about it, to be honest. But yeah, there we go.
There you go.
So is it an actual injury or did you get dropped?
No, yeah, both. But yes, yeah. That's a different
That
story.
sucks.
They dropped all the resis. I wasn't happy about it, but that's a different story for another.
Oh, so they've stacked the Resi's team with the ones, boys?
A little bit, yeah. No, I'll tell you. It's hard to explain on the podcast.
No, it's not. They've dropped a bunch of blokes who'd qualified
Yeah, they've
that have been
qualified,
playing
yeah,
once,
yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, you and you.
Yeah, you can come down, yeah.
The easiest part of the job, the cuts.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, pretty
we
much.
want a flag.
Yeah, you got replaced by Daryl Strawberry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've won 5 flags, so
Oh,
I don't need another one.
Count the rings, he says. Count the rings. All right, there you go. Well, thanks, championship winning stats guy.
Thank you.
World champion stats guy, they call it. And thank you, Alex.
Yeah, cheers.
You're not a world champion, but
I mean, I won 7 cricket premierships in a row.
Oh, nice.
world champion.
Yeah.
Thanks, as always, to Gerald for producing. Thanks to me, just because I'm going to be up late tonight. NBA Australia live streaming. So check that out. And, of course, what do we say, stats guy?
Gamble responsibly.
All right, may all your picks come in. Happy punting. We will catch you tomorrow. Go Bet Daily. Out.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.